hello there. Do come in. If you'd just like to take a seat, I'll be with you in a moment. Okay, well hello there. I believe you are here for your elocution lesson, is that right? Good, okay, well my name is Miss Lucy. It's a pleasure to meet you and to teach you. May I ask, before we get started, have you ever had any form of elocution lessons before? Yes, no, they do fall under general etiquette training, so I always have to double check because a lot of people who come to see us, they've done a little bit of etiquette training and it didn't include elocution lessons, so I have to check. You didn't? Okay, so we're starting from the basics then, which is actually better for me because people can pick up bad habits and it can be a nightmare to reteach once they've learned it. Exactly. So, can I ask, have you got a notepad and pen with you? Fantastic. Okay, if you'd just like to get that out, and I will just get our first lesson ready. Okay, are we all ready to begin? Wonderful. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, elocution lessons aim to help you to understand how to pronounce words. Okay, so the simplest way of teaching that is actually just by pronouncing phrases and poems and reciting things just to help you understand how things are pronounced. Okay, so we're going to start with some phrases and tongue twisters. Okay, so I will just say them and you can repeat them back to me. Okay, so the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. If you'd just like to repeat that back to me. Good. Okay, I think we'll just try that one again. Okay, and slowly, I'll say it a bit slower this time. The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. And back to me now. Good, okay. You want to really watch the way you are pronouncing the common vowel sound. Okay, so could you tell me what the common vowel sound is in that sentence? Yes, that's correct. So it's the same one that's in Spain and plain and rain. So it's that sound there. Okay, so let's try it once more. The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. Good, good, that was much better. Well done. Okay, so if you'd just like to make a note about finding that common sound. Okay, so let's try a bit of a tongue twister. 2 tiny tigers take 2 taxis to town. Okay, have a go at that. good. Okay, no, that's fine. Don't worry. Okay, I'm going to say it a little bit slower this time. So, 2 tiny tigers take 2 taxis to town. And repeat that. Good. Okay, that was better. Well done. For that sentence, what you want to be aiming for is that sound of that T. Okay, so t, t, t. So if you just repeat this sound, so it's this t, t, t. That's it. So 2, and you should almost, if you place your finger in front of your mouth, when you do this, you should just feel a little puff of air. So 2 tiny tigers take 2 taxis to town. So it's that t, t, t sound that we really want to look for. So if you'd like to have a go at that. And you can feel, yeah, I know, that's alright, you can stop. You can feel that little breath, can't you? Yes. Okay, so just start from the beginning. Good. And you can also learn a lot about how you pronounce words by watching the shape the mouth makes. Okay, so you really want to look at the way the mouth looks whilst you're doing this as well. So if you just watch me for a moment. Okay, so 2 tiny tigers take 2 taxis to town. Now you just try and replicate that. Now, listening to yourself say that, can you see the difference between you when you first said it and saying it now? Yes. So that's really what we want to try and replicate all the time, making sure that the sounds we're producing are the same. Okay, so you're doing very well. Let's move on. I think we'll try this one. So this is definitely a tongue twister. So a big black bug bit a big black bear, and the big black bear bled black blood. It is. No, that's fine. Let me say it again. Okay. And again, if you just like to watch my mouth as well whilst I'm saying it. A big black bug bit a big black bear, and the big black bear bled black blood. It is tricky. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's say it together at the same time. So, let's start. A big black bug bit a big black bear, and the big black bear bled black blood. Good. That was very, very good. So obviously the common sound there is the blah, 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 that kind of sound, which you did get correct. So let's try it once more. A big black bug bit a big black bear, and the big black bear bled black blood. Very good. I'm very impressed with you. My other students take a while to get that, so very good. Okay, so moving on. Can I cook a proper cup of coffee in a copper coffee pot? Yes. Okay. Can I cook a proper cup of coffee in a copper coffee pot? I'd like to just have a little go. Good. Okay, very good. I don't think that one needs any more work. So let's, this one I remember from my school days. So, Chester Cheetah chews a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Yes. Okay, do you just want to have a go at that? It's okay, you can start again. So, Chester Cheetah, so it's that ch sound, okay? Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Me and my friends used to try and say this faster and faster and have little competitions who could say it the fastest. So, do you want to have a go at saying it fast? Okay, have a go. Very good. Yes, I don't know how fast I can say it. Let's have a go. Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Chester Cheetah chewed a chunk of cheap cheddar cheese. Very good though. You got the pronunciation of that ch sound very good, as if like a choo choo sort of sound. So it's a ch. Very good. Okay. If you just like to make a note about that sound as well, that kind of ch. Good. Okay. You are doing very well. I'm very pleased with you so far. Let's have a go at a classic. Now you must have heard this one. How now, brown cow? You have, yes. Okay, if you'd just like to repeat that back to me, please. Good, very good. So, what is the common sound in that? The ow, yeah, so that's why people, when we're doing exercises like this, we tend to get people to pronounce it slower so they can really hear that vowel sound. So it's that how is the ow, how now, brown cow. Good. And once more. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Let me give that a little tick. Okay, and again, this one is to do with really listening to what you're saying. So, my father's car is a Jaguar and Pa drives rather far. Yes. Okay, so I'll say it once more. Father's car is a Jaguar and Pa drives rather far. Could you repeat that for me, please? Good, good. Yes, I always like to just say it quietly with you, just so you can take note of the mouth shapes and everything as well. But that was very good. That was very good. So, what was the common sound in that sentence? Yeah, that R sound. Good. Okay, wonderful. We are flying through these. So I think we'll just do one more of these and then we will move on to some poems. A wonderful way to practice your pronunciation is by reciting poems and by listening to others, so we'll move on to that next. But let's have one more. Okay, this is a personal favourite, however I have been known to get it wrong, but bear with me. Okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. But where's the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? I'll say it once more for you. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. But where's the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? Would you like to have a go? Good, almost. I'll just say it once more. Okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. But where's the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? Let's have a go. Well done. I would say for your first attempt, that is very good. Very good. Well done. So let's move on to something a little bit different. I've just made a note of the couple that we'll work on of those for next time. So let's move on to some poems. Now, as I mentioned, poems are a wonderful way to practice pronunciation. So let's have a little look at this one. So I've made a note. Let me just get them ready. So I think we will start with this one by Tennyson. Okay, this is called The Lady of Shalott. Now for this, I don't want you to do anything, and I'm not going to ask you to repeat this. All I would like you to do is just make notes of any words or pronunciations that you hear me say that you're unsure of, and we can go over those. And I just want you to really listen and watch as well as I recite this. Alright, so I've got my little book here. So let's begin. On either side the river lie long fields of barley and of rye, that clothe the world and meet the sky, and through the field the road runs by to many towered Camelot, and up and down the people go, gazing where the lilies blow, round an island there below, the island of Shalott. Willows whiten, aspens quiver, little breezes dusk and shiver, through the wave that runs forever by the island in the river, flowing down to Camelot. 4 grey walls and 4 grey towers overlook a space of flowers, and the silent isle embowers the Lady of Shalott. By the margin, willow veiled, slide the heavy barges trailed, by slow horses and unhailed, the shallop filleth skillen sailed, skimming down to Camelot. But who hath seen her wave her hand, or at the casement seen her stand? Or is she known in all the land, the Lady of Shalott? Only reapers reaping early, in among the bearded barley, hear a song that echoes cheerly, from the river winding clearly, down to towered Camelot. And by the moon the reaper weary, pilling sheaves in uplands sheery, pilling sheaves in uplands airy, listening whispers, 'tis the fairy, Lady of Shalott. There she weaves by night and day a magic web with colours gay. She has heard a whisper say, a curse is on her if she stay to look down to Camelot. She knows not what the curse may be, and so she weareth steadily, and little other care hath she, the Lady of Shalott. His broad clear brow in sunlight glowed, on burnished hooves his warsaw trode, from underneath his helmet flowed his coal black curls as he rode down to Camelot. From the bank and from the river he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tirra lirra, by the river sang Sir Lancelot. She left the web, she left the loom, she made 3 paces through the room. She saw the water lily bloom, she saw the helmet and the plume. She looked down to Camelot. Out flew the web and floated wide, the mirror cracked from side to side. The curse is come upon me, cried the Lady of Shalott. So, how did you find listening to that? Were there any points that you felt a little bit confused at the pronunciation? So obviously this is fairly old English. I believe this was written in, let's have a look. So this dates between 1809 and 92. Okay, so obviously a fair way ago. So it's not surprising that some of the language is obviously different, but did you understand the general pronunciation throughout? Good. I'm pleased. Would you like to hear another? Wonderful. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got. Okay, so this one is called How to Get On in Society. It's a little bit faster paced. Phone for the fishwives, Norman, as cook is a little unnerved. You kiddies have crumpled the serviettes, and I must have things daintily served. Are the requisites all in the toilet? The frills round the cutlets can wait, till the girl has replenished the cruets, and switched on the logs in the grate. It's ever so close in the lounge, dear, but the vestibule's comfy for tea, and Howard is riding on horseback, so do come and take some with me. Now here is a fork for your pastries, and do use the couch for your feet. I know that I wanted to ask you, is trifle sufficient for sweet? Milk, and then just as they comes, dear. I'm afraid the preserve's full of stones. Beg pardon, I'm soiling the doilies with afternoon tea cakes and scones. So that's just a little one there. Did you have any questions about that one? Yes, so obviously if we're looking at things like vestibules, so you have to be quite careful when you're pronouncing things like that, but obviously when you're unfamiliar with words, then it's not surprising if, you know, there is some confusion, so that's fine. Was there anything else? Yes, okay, let's see what we have that. Okay, so you kiddies have crumpled the serviettes. Okay, so serviettes. You kiddies have crumpled the serviettes, and I must have things daintily served. Okay, so daintily. Okay, so it just means kind of a little gently. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so another one. Okay, as you're doing very well, I think we'll have one more and then we will call it an M for lesson 1. So let's have a look. Okay, so this one is by A.A. Milne and it's called Disobedience, and it's quite a fun one. Okay, so it's a nice one to end on. Now, it's quite a fast-paced poem, so really pay attention. Okay. James Morrison, Weatherby George Dupree, took great care of his mother, though he was only 3. James said to his mother, "Mother," he said he, "you must never go down to the end of the town if you don't go down with me." James Morrison's mother put on a golden gown. James Morrison's mother drove to the end of town. James Morrison's mother said to herself, said she, "I can get right down to the end of town and be back in time for tea." King John put up a notice, "Lost or stolen or strayed." James Morrison's mother seems to have been mislaid. Last seen wandering vaguely, quite of her own accord. She tried to get down to the end of the town, 40 shillings reward. James Morrison, commonly known as Jim, told his other relations not to go blaming him. James said to his mother, "Mother," he said he, "you must never go down to the end of the town without consulting me." James Morrison's mother hasn't been heard of since. King John said he was sorry, so did the Queen and the Prince. King John, somebody told me, said to a man he knew, "If people go down to the end of the town, well, what can anyone do?" J.M.M.W.G. Dupree took great care of his mother, though he was only 3. J. said to his mother, "Mother," he said he, "you must never go down to the end of the town if you don't go down with me." So I quite like that one, and I like the change of tone as well. Did you enjoy that? Did. I'm pleased. Did you have any question on any of the diction or anything? No? Good. Well, what I will actually do is I will get you a copy of those, okay, so you can take those away with you and practice them. Alright, so I'll have those printed out for you, and then I will leave them at reception and you can just go and pick them up. Okay, so I think that is everything for today. I would say that you have done very well for your first elocution lesson. I'm very pleased, and I think you have a very promising start, so I can't see any reason for you not to have the perfect speech. Okay, so it was lovely to meet you. Do you have any questions before we end? Yes, well, you're welcome to book another lesson whenever you like. Okay, so you just let me know. Wonderful. Well, I will see you soon then. Fantastic. So I will just finish off your notes, get those other things printed, and if you just wait in reception just for a few moments, I'll pop those there for you to pick up. Okay? Lovely. I will see you soon.